the no kings in your town? Oh, a few wearing a mask. Welcome to, yeah, right. Welcome to 2025. Hey, and hey there, Rumble, and if you're on YouTube, and I also have Twitch going too at the same time. Uh, Let me. Oh, I'm getting distracted. Forgot what. Hey, Red Pill Red. So let's see. Where should we go first? Let me get my gilded up. Let me go with this first because I always like to go with the. Okay, juggling too many places. All right. I always like to open up and remind everybody of our veterans. So let me share. Try to share. Uh, I think part of my problem with the Rumble is where I have my windows up when I try to share. Stop share screen. Okay, so oh, I gotta do press. There we go. There we go. So, just a reminder for those of you who are in the Corpus Christi area or Alice, Robstown, wherever you may be, if you can, we first and screen share gilded, screen share in Rumble, screen share in. All right, let's try this again. So, World War II KIA burial, and again, I am assuming that means that this was a World War II vet who was killed in action, and, and his remains were back to the United States to be reinterred. So this was storekeeper third class Robert Stillman Garcia. He was United States Navy. So his burial is Tuesday, October 21st, 2025, 1 p.m. sharp. And I forgot to do this too. Uh, Let me. Anyway, and Coastal Bend Veterans Cemetery, 9974 IH37 Access Road, Corpus Christi, Texas 78410. So, and I always, if you know of anybody in your state who if you have someone you know that is having an unaccompanied burial, always, I am always willing to announce that. I think it's important that our military or veterans, whether you agree with the military or not, many of these men and women, they go in with pure hearts, wanting to serve their country, wanting to make sure we stay safe as American citizens. And it's important that we recognize that, whether, like I said, whether you agree with it or not. I see Maroon Nine's out there. Hey, Maroon Nine, how are you? Yes, Dynamax. Yes, just a few days. Yep, just a few days, 2 days after this. So, all right. Right. So here we go. Let me stop the screen share and let me see. Oh, good. I am recording. Oh, so anyway, so just to get the recording going again. World War II first, second, World War II killed in action burial storekeeper third class Robert Stillman Garcia, United States Navy, Tuesday, October 21st, 2025. So, Dynamix, I have a question for you. Do you have a photographic memory? Because you seem to be such a encyclopedia of a walking, or of so many facts and knowledge. Are you a, do you have a, one of those photographic memories? I'm doing pretty good. I am doing pretty good. Steph says Dynamax takes notes. He takes pretty good notes. I like to think I'm a pretty good note taker too, but I don't know if I take those thorough notes. Although I don't take notes. I usually try to rely on my memory, and my memory is definitely not like it used to be anymore. So, hey, are you Stuff? So let's see. Where should we start today? We got. Let me go with. Um, all right, hold on. I need to get rid of that. And if you are in my Rumble, thank you for joining us today on A Wing and a Prayer. I guess you could call it special edition. I'm filling in for Pam right now. He put a call out and he needed some help. So there is a lot of info going these days. Let me get my stuff again. Oh, that's probably what happened. Is all right. Um, so let's start. I tell you what. Let's start. I think it's one of those things that we could probably start with. Uh, let's go with this. So I don't know if y'all realize, we've been celebrating for the last few months, the 250th birthday. So we've had celebrations for the Army. Uh, Recently, we had a celebration for the Navy, and now Let's see, let me do this and get this up. Zoom. And now we have the media, as always, and I wish I could get rid of this ad up here, but the media is not a big deal. So they're saying the Interstate 5 will be clear, confirms it will air artillery. So they're having a special demonstration. It's a training, I guess you can say, for live. They say it's live military or live fire. It's a training exercise that they're doing with live shells. But and from what everybody I've talked to, or I've seen, the comments I've seen is like, what's the big deal? They're nowhere near I 5, so the way they fire the artillery, it probably even won't even affect it. But the thing is, I believe JD Vance, Vice President JD Vance, and I think Pete Hegseth, I think is supposed to be there. So California will close part of I 5 on Saturday after military officials confirmed that live fire artillery rounds will be shot over the freeway during a Marine Corps event, prompting state officials to shut down 17 miles, down 17 miles of the freeway in an unprecedented move expected to cause massive gridlock. So, of course, it's California. You know who runs California. So, of course, they're going to do this. Really? Well, that's a good thing you know that, Big Kahuna. Big Kahuna says that picture's the Yakima firing range. I don't know. I don't know where that is. Saturday. I shouldn't say that because I should be better than that. But firing live rounds over a busy highway isn't just wrong. It's dangerous. Have they had this kind of training in the Marine Corps and White House saying it is unnecessary? I mean, it's all political theater. On it also underscores the deepening strange between California and the Trump administration, which has been escalating in recent months after the White House deployed National Guard troops to Los Angeles to clamp down on protest, ramped up immigration raids, and pressured California universities to comply with its agenda. The Marine Corps said in a statement that Saturday abilities demonstration showcasing the strength and unity of the Navy Marine Corps team and ensuring we remain ready to defend the homeland and our nation's interest abroad. A spokesperson for the Marines said artillery was shot from Red Beach in designated range on Friday evening as part of a dress rehearsal. The M777 artillery pieces have historically been during routine training from land based artillery firing points west of the I 5 into impact areas east of the interstate within existing safety protocols and without the need to close the route, the statement said. This is an established and safe practice. The governor's office said it was informed earlier in the week that the White House was considering closing the freeway. I like it. Considered closing the freeway. Well, why would they even have to consider that if this is a routine uh, demonstration? And when no order materialized by Wednesday, state officials began weighing whether to do it themselves. Driving that decision, they said, were safety concerns about reports that live ordnance would be fired over the freeway onto the base. I think they're using this as a smokescreen for the No Kings protest. Right? Yeah, Lord K. I think so. Yeah, he's the king of all Democrats. Yeah, I agree. He's destroying California bit by bit, and nope. What's really sad is the people that don't see it. I still, I don't know if they're bots or paid shills, but the people that just, oh, we got it. I mean, that's what this drive with Prop 50 is like. Yes, we gotta vote yes for Prop 50. We gotta keep Trump from rigging the election. Yeah. You mean the elections that have been rigged for decades by the Democrats? And, if you think about the Republicans, because we now finding probably the last, 10 presidents were selected and not really elected. It's like I said, I was talking to Chris Croy Thursday morning. My dad, I think I was in high school. I was in the 80s, and he turned around to me one day. He goes, "Who elects the president?" I said, "Well, it's the electoral college, of course." He says, "Nope, it's the banks. It's the banks that elect the presidents, and they." And then in the 90s, he was like, every president had a job to do, and it makes sense now what he was talking about. Uh, He made it makes sense because every president, Bush 41, set up everything for NAFTA. He was the one that set up NAFTA. It was, and then you have Clinton setting up the don't ask, don't tell, don't ask, no tell policy, don't tell policy. And then you have the Patriot Act with Bush 41, 43. So each president had a job to do. Um, Reagan, whether you like him or not, I think he probably uh, heavens declare voting that went on the past jillion years. Okay, so let's see. Where did I miss? I got on my little tangent there. A news officer said the fire would go over the freeway, only to be informed Friday that the military event organizers asked Caltrans for a sign along I-5 that read "Overhead Fire in Progress." Well, that's just a precaution. I mean, it's like going over a railroad track saying "Look out for the railroad cars," right? That's just a precaution. Or you ever go down a highway in another state and they'll say, was it horse crossing, or let's see, what's some other animals. I mean, I've seen them, or uh, you see the you, whenever it snows, ice on the bridge, where you can go over the bridge or there's not necessarily any ice on the bridge. So early Saturday morning, the state was told that live rounds are scheduled to be shot over the freeway around 1:30 p.m., prompting California Highway Patrol officials to recommend the freeway closure because of the potential safety risk and likelihood it would distract drivers. This military show of force coincides with No Kings rallies and marches across the state Saturday, challenging President Trump. Like I said, at least they're calling him President Trump and not just leaving off the title president. And what critics says is government overreach. Dozens of protests are scheduled Saturday across Southern California, and more than 2070. How many of y'all really think that these are organic demonstrations and not be funded by someone? And how maybe a third of the so-called protests or demonstrations, a third of them probably are people that are just too blind to see the truth. I think over half, probably a third or three-fourths of them are probably, or 75% of them are probably being paid to go and protest. During the No Kings protest in June, President Trump held a military parade in Washington, D.C., which included a 21 gun salute to celebrate the U.S. Army's 250th anniversary. You really think that the date of the protest was any coincidence? They probably knew that there was some military. Um, uh, Military. Let's see what it's. They probably knew that there was some sort of demonstrations going on for the Marine Corps, because the Marine Corps is coming up, but their birthday is coming up. Using our military to intimidate people you disagree with isn't strength. It's reckless. It's disrespectful. It's beneath the office he holds, Gruesome said in a statement. Law and order? This is chaos and confusion. No, chaos and confusion is when you have a criminal who goes in, busts up a store, steals four, just steals as much as they can, and then instead of throwing the book at them, they let them off. Oh, because they're so misunderstood. That's law and order. That's chaos and confusion. If you would just let if the locals would just be allowed to do their jobs and coordinate with ICE, a lot of these people that sit there and say, well, they're detaining, they're arresting citizens. These citizens are probably getting swept up. That's what you have. That's where your chaos comes in, because you're getting swept up with the raids. Because what the the agents don't have time to sit there and say, okay, you're a citizen, you're not. We're targeting this guy, but not this guy, because it's what happens when you allow chaos to reign. The Marine Corps said in a statement to the Times on Thursday that a detailed risk assessment was conducted and no highways or transportation routes will be closed. And we got the football game coming up this afternoon, and it's too far away. Capital Gregory, I don't know how to of the First Marine Expeditionary Force said that no ordnance would be fired from a U.S. Navy ship during the event, but Marines will fire high explosive rounds from artillery known as M77 howitzers into designated ranges with all safety precautions in place. Simulated explosives and visual effects will also be used, he said. William Martin, the communications director for Vance, said the Marine Corps determined the training exercise is safe and accused Newsom of politicizing the event. Of course he does. That's what they do. And I mean, Republicans do too, but not quite to the extent that the Democrats do. Gruesome says wants people to think it's this exercise is dangerous, Martin said in a statement. And by the way, he did use the word Gavin Newsom. Gruesome is my term, so I don't want anybody to say, "Oh, the military is disparaging a governor." So it's my word, okay? Caltrans said in a press release that the closure is due to a White House directed military event at Camp Pendleton involving live ammunition being discharged over the freeway, and that drivers should expect delays before, during, and after the event. So this event will start in about another 30 minutes. Caltrans advised drivers in San Diego County that the detour to head north will begin at State Route 15 in southeast San Diego. Travelers west of SR 15 along the I-5 corridor in San Diego are advised to use State Route 94, 52, 56, or 78 to I-15 north. Drivers heading from San Diego to Los Angeles County, I think they're just mad because they're going to be late to their No Kings protest, probably, are advised to use I-15 north to State Route 91 west into LA I'm not going to read that. That's just directions. The Trump administration previously had plans for a major celebration next month for the 250th anniversary of the Navy and Marines, which would have included an air and sea show. And sea show, say that three times real fast. Air and sea show, air and sea show, air and sea show, with the Blue Angels and parading warships to be attended by President Trump. They go from Trump to President Trump, now back to Trump. According to the San Diego Union Tribune, plans to host that show in San Diego is a 125,000 acre base in northwestern San Diego County, and has been critical in preparing troops for amphibious missions since World War II, thanks to its miles of beach and coastal hills. The U.S. Department of War, not Defense, is considering making a portion of the base available for development or release. So, late times where these people are just dumb. And you know what? How much, what do you think would happen if the U.S. withdrew their, what do you think would happen if the U.S. withdrew all their military? What do you think would happen to the California's economy? You know, people say, it's been reported this week that California now is the fifth largest GDP, and I'm like, that's bogus. I still think that all that is bogus. Without the military, they wouldn't have anything. Um, so I think that is just got kicked out. So I think it's bogus. I think, well, I mean, when you think about all of the wildfires, the tornadoes, well, not tornadoes, but all the disasters, the earthquake disasters, you really don't think that they get subsidized from that? Everybody keeps saying, well, California gives subsidies to the red states. No, it's the other way around. How many disasters, how many wildfires disasters does California get in a given period of time? We had three coming in November. It will be the first anniversary of the 1 year anniversary of the one in the mountain fire in Ventura County, and I don't know what other counties it took. But we had the Malibu fire that happened just a month later that took got as far as Pepperdine University, and then we have the Palisades fire and the Eaton fire. I mean, they were all at the same time. You really think that does not somehow? Do you really think that that didn't somehow affect the money that is given from the And now President Trump is he's just gruesome Newsom is just mad because President Trump is cutting off his money supply. So anyway, so I wanted to. So now that we are talking about that, how many? Okay, so now that we talk about the press, hey, Neuropath, how are you? So now that we're talking about the press and how the press has been, I wanted to go over this real quick with you. And I'm putting links if somebody can go to the other, my YouTube, uh, my YouTube, my Rumble, my PayPal account. I greatly appreciate it. Let's see. Okay. Well, thank you for apologizing. I appreciate that. Um, so I think, does anybody think it's funny or I shouldn't say hilarious, but where did it go? I had it here. Let's see. I'm not doing that one because I already talked about this. Um, where is it? Okay, I talked about this Thursday morning, but in case y'all didn't catch it, so this is the actual everybody or all these people that are screaming about First Amendment because freedom of the press, because Pete, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, has now basically said that, hey, you can't just come in if you are here as a press person. You can't just roam everybody everywhere. You have to come in and, and get a badge. You have to be has to go with me. Otherwise, I can't get on. The other thing, okay, there it goes. How about that? The moment I say I need to get off of Rumble, then Rumble, my mic came back. Anyway, if I want to get on base for any length of time, I have to get a special pass. They do a background check. They do a background check, and I have to get a special pass to be able to get on and off. They do ID. They do an ID check. I have to have photo ID. And even then, when I get on base, I am not allowed just to go anywhere without, there's some places I cannot go. I can go to the common areas, but there are places I am restricted. So I can't go just everywhere. So they're just being crybabies. Well, think about what James Comey did, right? What he did is he leaked information to a professor friend of his, allegedly. We got to keep it allegedly. Uh, he leaked information allegedly to a professor friend of his, and that professor friend of his turned around and leaked it to the press. So it just these people just anyway. So how is everybody doing out in chat? So I wonder, has anybody seen this? Hey, hey, real praying mantis. So the marchers are now at Union Square. There are some that have T-shirts that say "not paid." You know what that means, don't you? That means they're probably being paid to wear a shirt that says "not paid," right? I mean, come on. Really, I mean, they give themselves away. You just have to know how to do it. You just have to know. They give themselves away all the time. Okay, so this this is an interesting. I came up. This is an interesting article. I don't know if it's. Hopefully, it's not. Let me get to this. All right. Let me. Oh, I did. Okay, here we go. So this actually comes out of the Hispanic. Was it called Gateway Hispanic? So this should be interesting. So the Kenya High Court has now has also now suspended Bill. So let me see if I can get that a little bit bigger for you. Kenya global agenda exposed and our globalist agenda exposed I got kicked out of. Sorry about that, everyone. I got kicked out of Rumble again. This time I got kicked out of Rumble. Eh. But anyway, it. I guess they didn't want to hear about uh, Gates, right? Maybe that's the reason why I got kicked out of Rumble. Although that's supposed to be Dan Bongino's thing. Anyway, what I'm saying is, can you imagine if something would happen to Gates and he, yeah, right. Gates isn't even a doctor. But can you imagine International Criminal Court? Thank you, Kitty Coo. Uh, if they put out a warrant for him, you think that, let's see, do we have extradition treaty? Maybe instead of President Trump have to deal with Gates, maybe the African court can. Wouldn't that be nice? I think that would be nice. I mean, not everything can fall on President Trump to clean up this mess. There's, we know that all of this is global. A lot of everything that we see, this has been, this is one reasons why there's such a slow, uh, we're seeing slow results is because it's all global. You just can't put everything on President Trump to clean everything up. Right. He is the real NAZI, just like George Soros. And just like everybody's saying that George Soros is funding, but my question is who is funding George Soros? George Soros may not be the top guy. I'm just saying. All right, where can we go next? I already did the Chip Roy. I did that Thursday. Let's see. Let me see. Where can I go? Where can I go next? Um, Here, I'm going to do this one. This is just a side note to what's happening. Um, I may have to start doing that. Okay, so for all of the panicans who think their commander chief is randomly starting a war with Venezuela, this authorizes nicely the real reason you and Venezuela. So the art of the deal in real time. So that's just something to think about. Remember Venezuela, and uh, and I know people are chat yesterday about the Argentina, and how do you counteract that narrative to people about what's going on? Why did President Trump give money to Argentina? And my understanding, this is what I was told, is that it's basically President Trump made a deal, you know, that he would help their economy. And apparently, I might is it a loan? Somebody in chat, let me know. Is it a loan to Argentina, which basically means that it's not free money that we're supposed to be getting it back? Is that my understanding? Also, you want that link? Okay, I will give you that link. All right, if I can. Oops. Hold on a second. So let me get that. Okay, here we go. Uh, for those who wants the link to the Gateway Hispanic, isn't it interesting that it's a foreign gateway. I don't know about Gateway Pundit as I know it is. There you go. There's the link. Hey, Miss D. Landry's. Is Gates at the White House? Oh well, you know what? Yeah, the Mengele look. There you go. I don't know. If you okay, I'm gonna put this also link in Rumble for those of you who might be in Rumble and like to have it also, if I can find it. Okay, here we go. I think I can. Okay, I have to visit the site. Hey, cultivator. All right, copy here and paste in Rumble or my Rumble Studio for those who may be interested in it. So I got like 3 people in Rumble. Woohoo! I don't know how many of them are bots though. And I got somebody in Twitch. Yay. And I'm going to do this real quick too. All right, let me do this one. I think that's what I'm going to have to do because I get kicked off. All right, so to uh, because I got it in Telegram and I'm not able to put everything out of it. Built the her back channels. Happen, Alaska, the exact land where JFK and Khrushchev once imagined the World Peace Bridge. It is all the same storyline playing out across time, future proving past. The bridge is back and the world is starting to see it. I'm not sure who WHG is, but that is, again, that is just something that I picked up, man. It's food for thought, right? Food for thought. Also, I want to remind people. I don't know if you guys saw it, but who's giving me a shout out? Hey, Miss Landry. Yep. Uh, I don't know if you saw it a couple of weeks ago, but First Lady Melania, I believe, put on her Twitter or her Truth or something. She said something about working with Putin to bring back the children. I mentioned this Thursday morning, and remember, you know, I've always said that this whole war with Ukraine, or the it's a information war. It's not even. I personally don't believe. This is my opinion. I do not believe it's a kinetic war. I believe it is a media war. The media keeps it going to make you think it's a real war. You know, President Trump has to go with the, kind of go with the optics. It's an optic war. And, he talks about people being killed, but I think what he's referring to, it's not necessarily soldiers, or, when he talk about innocent people, he's talking about kids that have been trafficked in these tunnels, and that this war, this quote unquote war, is basically a rescue mission to get the the kids. And when First Lady Melania says that she is helping Putin reconnecting these children with their families, is because they were trafficked. So that is my opinion. That is what I think is happening. I don't know, because I am not. But I mean, a lot of these words. I think the same thing with the. Although I could say the same thing about what's happening with Gaza and Israel, and although I do believe Hamas is a terrorist, I do believe that Hamas is not good guys. But I think a lot of the stuff in the Middle East is not right. So, I mean, it's not what we think. So, so we got about 45 minutes. So, and let's see what have not, what have not been covered this last week. Um, I mentioned this the other day, last week, I believe, but because I said this and I showed this, but the Democrats lie. They just lie. Um, because if you look at this, it says the Democrats won't end the shutdown unless planes fall out of the sky. So already, they're talking about the 9,000 flights have already been canceled due to shortage of con, uh, air controllers. Am I sharing that? No, I'm not sharing that. I thought I was. Okay. So anyway, so the Democrats won't end the shutdown unless planes fall out. Well, within just days of that article, I got three. Hold on, I gotta find it again. So we had the helicopter crash in Huntington. For those in Rumble. So we had the Huntington Beach helicopter crash on the 14th, which five people, including a child, were hospitalized. I mean, look at that. Then we had Fort Worth and Tarrant County. Tarrant County is Austin, right? Tarrant is Dallas and Fort Worth. Okay. I used to live in Austin. Now I can't remember what county that was. Go figure. So then we have two dead after a plane crash in Tarrant County. Fiery crash. And then we had another one. Oops. Did that not come out? All right. Then we had another one. So they lied. I mean, you have planes crashing and they lied, you know. I have not seen. Let's see, where's the one in Beeville? Okay, here we go. Let's see. Hopefully that will load because I got that on Facebook. So here's the other crash. And I'm not going to play the video. Okay, so oh, oh yeah, I forgot. I don't think this is just a news. This isn't even this was a news. This isn't a article, but it's just a 44-year-old man from Rockport was killed in a plane crash near Beeville on Tuesday. So this was a couple of weeks ago. So my point is, you have these planes falling down. That's not going to shut anything down until planes. Well, they're so go. They lie. They just lie through their teeth. Anything for optics. All right. All right. So I came across something else that I find very disturbing. So let's we're going to kind of move on to something else quite for quickly. All right. All the type Barbies he can find to give them away to children with type. I'm not going to play. I'm out with type diabetic Barbie. Why are the toys being um, it's just another form of brainwashing. Oh, we got to have this Barbie. Oh, don't forget to take your glucose. Don't forget to take your shot. I mean, how? I just find that very disturbing. Just this is just me personally. I mean, why? I mean, is it? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think, chat? What do you think? Is it Uh, yeah, yeah. I kind of agree with you, common citizen out there in Vaughn. So I don't know. I don't know. All the type 1 diabetes Barbies. Get them off. Get them off those. Need to get them off the stuff that will harm them. So okay. So where to go? I'm sure I lost some people that on that one because I'm not making fun of people with diabetic who's diabetic. My dad was diabetic. Exactly, Oliver. I agree. They're trying to normalize how much diabetes has spiked in children. But the thing is it, I mean, should we be normalizing that? Should, I mean, is the spike really a spike, or is that's like they're, let's see, I just saw, I mean, they're trying to push the measles. I just saw something, oh gosh. It's like they want everybody afraid of these childhood diseases, right? I mean, I was high risk because I had epileptic seizures. I was considered high risk, but you know what? Guess what? I got the mumps. I remember having the mumps. My sister and I both had the mumps. I got measles more than once. I got, well, I don't know if I actually had chickenpox more than once because I didn't find out until my daughter was born. And talking to a pediatrician, there's also a bacteria or a viral. It's a bacteria. It's a lot like chickenpox, but it's called impetigo, and it comes from cat feces. You know, if you're playing in the sandbox, it's a bacteria or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. I guess I want things to go back the way it was when I was a little girl. You know, we didn't have to worry about. I never knew that people had juvenile diabetes. I never even heard of the word until I was in my late 20s, early 30s, or something like that. Until the 90s, I didn't know anybody had juvenile diabetes. If I heard it, it was very rare. Uh, I know that my dad was diagnosed when he was in his 50s. That could be, Melissa. Yeah, my daughter got it a couple of times. Heavens declare, my yeah, it's a form of yeah, it's a kind of it's a form of chickenpox. And in fact, the pediatrician told me the way to tell the difference is the pustules. The Tygo is actual chickenpox will have the pus. The impetigo would be dried out. It's I don't know. Like I said, that's what she told me. So like I said, personally, I just don't like it when these people try to push something. I always feel like everything's just agenda driven and pushed. So I find it just not just disturbing but heartbreaking, you know, when they try to do things like this. Um, and I know people, I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm not trying to make fun of anybody, but I just, and thank you for, hey, everybody who are just joining in. Um, it's like, anyway. I don't know. That's just me. Okay. Like I said, I just want to go back to where it was. I hope one day we can. It still disturbs me to watch my grandson go into school behind a gate. And I mean, I'm sitting there, I'm watching from across the street, I'm watching my grandson going behind a gate, and I'm like, how is that really saving the children? I mean, we have the shooter, the church shooting that happened. They weren't behind a gate, but they were able to do it. Hmm. You knew two children with diabetes. One was a deaf girl, and the other was a girl that met at camp. Huh. Well, it seems like it. That's like when my daughter was younger, and everybody in the world were getting tubes in their ears. All the babies had to, if they had ear problems, they had to have tubes in their ears. I was like, my daughter, she for it was when she got to be 9 months old, she started having ear infections, and I was so determined I was going to, because my the pediatrician sent her to a specialist, a ear, nose, and throat specialist, and I was about ready because I'm like, my daughter's not getting tubed because it's like, it's like people started doing. It's like everybody started doing. Instead of giving natural birth, everybody wanted a C-section. I'm like, no, 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 no. But I was about ready to go into the doctor, and it's like I was going to fight if he was like, oh, she needs the tubes in his ears, and boy, did the air the air just deflated out of my tires when he didn't even recommend it. He just explained that her the uh, the eustachian tubes had not quite matured yet. He didn't use quietly those words, but he said because it was coming in the out of the, we were getting ready to go into warm months. He says, "Oh yeah, it'll close its gap. It'll correct itself." So I was like, "Oh, I was ready to fight you, and you didn't recommend it." So he didn't recommend it. So I was, praise God, he didn't recommend it, and I was. Although when it comes to confrontations, I'm not very good. I admit it. I'm a wimp. I don't like confrontations. I will hide out if I have to because I just I I if I'm going to confront somebody, I want somebody with me to confront, because or if I'm going to be put in a situation where someone could confront me, I would much rather be uh, I would much rather have someone with me who I want a protector. I'm a wimp. I admit it. Uh, and thank you for those who are joining me on Rumble and Twitch. I This is Deb65. I normally have a show called On a Wing and a Prayer on Thursday mornings, 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Eastern. So adjust for your time zone, and then 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturdays. But right now, I'm doing grandma stuff. So I have not been able to attend or have not been able to do a regular show. And there was a call for help, and I said, you know what, I can do it. It's early enough. I can do it. So yeah. Well, that's like my daughter never got really. I didn't realize that if you introduce certain allergens before a baby is a year old, like I didn't know, like peanut butter. I would feed my daughter peanut butter. I mean, I would put her in her high chair, put a glob of peanut butter, and let her smear it all over her face, and then later on, I found out. she it caused her to have a peanut butter allergy. Yeah. Oh. Well, that's like a. So let's see. Most chronic ear infections are due to allergies, especially dairy. My daughter never had an infection until I quit breastfeeding. Well, that's the reason why breastfeeding is really important because it has the I guess you say hormones or the antibiotics to help with those things. Um, then found out she was lactose intolerant. Is that what it is? The mold or fungus? Wow. Let's see. Where can we go from here? Let's see. We talked about the whiny press babies. Oh, I got rid of Gilded. So, anyway, the press corps they just got so upset because let's see what else. So pre-diabetic, so they can get you on the metformin, the gateway drug to the more expensive. Yeah, I mean, it's all the my dad. Oh my gosh, my dad was so anti-doctor, anti pharmacy. Oh, he did not like doctors. I mean, this is back in the 60s and 70s. He did not like doctors because he figured it was all a scam. And then it come a time as he got older and he had his strokes because he wouldn't, partly because he wouldn't go to the doctor. But I mean, that's like they said I was pre-diabetic and pre-high blood pressure, and they put me on a statin. And I just like after a while, I said, nah, I can't afford this. When I quit my job, it's like I can't afford this anymore. So I'm not going to bother. Um, and so I got off of it. I took myself off on it. Uh, anyway, let's see. Let me see. We're gonna try something, and I may have to. If you are still in Rumble or Twitch or YouTube, I may have to get off of this. I haven't tried this, so we're gonna see how it works. I'll have to see. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the information I put out. Oh, did y'all see this, Prince? While I'm at it, did y'all see this about Prince Andrew giving up his royal titles? I thought he had already given up his royal titles. I thought while Queen Elizabeth was alive that he did that. That's what they do. One of the things they do is they put out information. Yeah, that's recent. Yeah, I was on it for like I don't know, 2 or 3 years, and I think I was on it for. Yeah, I got him. I got off of them. I mean, I haven't been taking the statins for at least 5 years, 4 or 5 years now. So I took myself off of them. So I am going to try this. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't, oh wow, private video. Wow, YouTube is already. I mean, these are Navy band songs, and they're. Oh man, and YouTube is already blocking some of these videos I had, or these songs I had. Okay, so gosh, so where should I go? All right, we're gonna try this. I'll see if it works. If not, Rumble. So thank you guys for who joined me live on my Rumble channel. Well, and here's the thing. Remember hormone replacement therapy? And women were getting cancer because of the hormone replacement therapy. And what it was supposed to be low dosage for a short period of time. And what these doctors were doing were assigning these high dosage of the hormone replacement, and they were being long periods of time. So if you ramp up, yeah, yeah, diet will control most things. But the spike in diabetes came with high fructose and corn syrup. Yeah. Oh, I wonder if I should do that. I didn't think I did that earlier. Let's see. Do, 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 do. So, everybody, thank you for being here, and thank you for allowing me to uh, interact with you. This is what I like. I like to be able to interact with people. I don't like make. I I get lonely, and I just I it's hard to have a one-sided conversation, so it's like I like to see people. I like to see chatters, but I like to see chatters that like to come in and chat with me. Makes me feel less lonely. So there's my Rumble, and if anybody out there that can put them on the other platforms, my links, uh, I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, as soon as I get off of here, I've got to get ready to go to the game, and I'm expanding my horizons. I actually I got a it's amazing how much you can get a video recorder nowadays. Actually, fairly you know around $50, but I um and I still have my on. Okay, so for those of you, if you don't know, I on my Rumble channel I have three channels actually. My regular Deb 6545. I have on the wing and a prayer, which I because of the way the Rumble works, I can't always live stream Rumble when I'm on Patriots Soapbox. So sometimes I have to record it through Zoom, and so, but then I also have my main channel, which is Deb 6545, and I'm assuming that you can get to the other channels with Deb 6545. Uh, so I don't know. So if you go to my Rumble channel and you can look it up, you can find me. I do a Bible study. I started with the supposed research was bogus on the hormone. Well, let's put it this way: I didn't take hormone replacement therapy. I didn't take any of the HRTs. So, but yeah, right. Anyway, I do a Bible study. Lately, I haven't been really able to do, but maybe once a week or so, because with working part time and just taking my grandson to school and everything, and gearing up to go to work. It's just really been kind of and to add to that, we're getting ready. We're going to be moving in a few months, so trying to prepare for that. I've got to figure out how I'm going to uh, I've got to figure out what I'm going to do for a job, and then once we get to where we're going, you know, trying to save up for the move. That's really been difficult, and then I don't know. Right now, there's just there's just a lot going on right now. So anyway, so I started this the journey through the Bible. No, yeah, journey through the Bible started with Genesis 1:1, and I do this Bible study And again, I like the interaction, so I like to interact with live chat. Hmm. I mean, it depends. Okay, I guess I started something when I said that about um, hormone replacement, but the hormone replacement is the hormone, when you go through menopause, right? And it's to, I mean, if I had hot flashes, I couldn't tell. So anyway, I am going to try to do this. Let me see. Uh, let me see. Do I do it this way or let me see. Let me see. I think I can do it this way, and then oops. Wait a minute. I don't want to do that. Hold on. There we go. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that I don't get kicked off. And I mean, we have 15 minutes, so fingers crossed I don't get kicked off of Rumble, and I don't crash my system. So anyway, so I just in your life you may feel you have walked. Okay. All right, that's not going to work. So we're going to do this way. All right, sorry, Rumble, I'm not able to share. So, look to the stars for a light to guide your way. Hit the road will take you Okay, everybody. I think the point was I was trying to say was that you can't. Let's see. Did I lose my mic in Rumble on that? But you're some. Let's see. The hormones replaced it. The doctors were giving the wrong dosages. Okay, that's what I was trying to get. Is the doctors were, you know, given too high of a dosages, and that was causing people to have cancer. Anyway, like I said, I didn't take it. Just like people were talking about how birth control pills were making people sterile. Well, the the uh, the the fact of the matter, what it was, is girls were starting their taking birth control, but they were taking them so long. By the time they were ready to have babies, they were having a hard time. So it was because of nature, not necessarily. So I don't know. I just know a couple of people that got cancer because of the hormone replacement therapy. That's all I know. Okay. With that being said, thank you, everybody, for being here, and for the person. Let's see, I saw it. Let's see, who is it that said thank you? You needed to hear this. That is one of my favorite songs. I really like that song. So that is so. I'm thankful. Thank you for. Wow, that's a lot of money. Uh, Thank you for being here. I got about 8 more minutes or 7 more minutes. Let's see. And for those that listen to me on my Rumble, thank you for joining me. For those, it looks like I lost some people, but thank you for those that stuck around. Uh, I appreciate it. Everybody it's like I told Croy the other day. Everybody has their own bias. It's based on your own experience, whether it's true or not. That's your bias, uh, it's based on your own experience. Mine is different from everybody else's. So, and right, what's right for me may not necessarily be right for you. Just depending on who you are, and we're all different. Also, prejudice is you already have an opinion, not necessarily based in fact, but based on what other people see. So I'm not. Hey, so anyhow, hey, thanks, Real Pill Red. I appreciate that. And always appreciate words of encouragement. We all need words of encouragement, especially in this day where everybody is so divided about what is right, what is wrong, and y'all be if y'all get out there and be safe and don't in these no king protests. Just watch your back. They Just watch your back. And I'm not sure who's supposed to be coming in. I can't stay much longer. Got about 5 more minutes. So I think. Um, so anyway, let's see. What can I see here? Yeah, I agree. Common citizen. Fauci and Gates walking down being able to walk in public is a real crime. But you know what? It's coming. It's coming. They are everything is it's coming. They're it's I mean John Bolton. We got John Bolton, Comey. We got Letitia James. I'll be glad when be fun when it's like we have to start a pool. Who's going to be next? Who's going to be next to? Although that's just the beginning. We still have we got to get through the actual trials on some of these people. We can't just uh, we still have the actual trials coming up. So oh, I wonder, because I'm not going to be able to stay much longer. I don't know who else is out there. Is there? I know LC asked for help, but I don't know. Is there a show host out there? Oh, there's Sunny. Hey, Sunny. I didn't expect you to come in this early. I've been watching. How are you?
Hi.
I was like, I get nervous when it's like 5 minutes till and I don't see a person. It's usually
I'm
because,
sorry.
like on Thursday mornings, it's like if they're not there by 5 minutes till, I'm like, I guess I'm going to be sticking around a little bit longer.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
So,
Sorry, was just running around doing last minute things.
oh, I know about those last minute things. So I, ah, so how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
I'm hanging in there. Uh,
All right.
we got, like I said, we got final the final game of the season, and then we go into playoffs. We have at least one playoff game, so we'll see how that goes.
Awesome.
Hmm?
Awesome.
Yeah, and last night the high school football game. they had a special youth night. So since my grandson's um, game or team won the championships last year, they were acknowledged. So it was fun.
Sweet.
But you know what? I found out something about football, and that is nothing changes. Nobody goes to watch the game. They all go to hook up. Well, maybe hook up isn't the right word, but they're all, they're all congregating, not even looking at the game. They're just talking among themselves. They're socializing, I should probably say.
Oh, it's a social thing for them.
Yeah, it hasn't changed throughout the last 50, 60 years,
Right?
Uh, all right. Well, I'm going to let you. I'm going to bug out, and so you have a great show, and we'll talk
Thank
to
you,
you
Deb. Thanks for
later.
filling in for Pam.
Well, I'm glad I could. I mean, I haven't been able to do much the last few weekends, so I'm glad I could.
Awesome.
All right.
All right, have a great rest of the day.
Oh, it's going to be fun. I'm going to
Yes.
go record the game. That's the other thing. I'm expanding my horizons. I'm going to go record the game. So,
Well, good job.
well, we'll see. I think I finally figured out why my camera didn't work very well last week. So the the battery they gave me was too small. So
Oh.
instead of holding a charge, you know how when you get the camera and you reset like the date stamp,
Oh, yeah,
it kept
yeah.
it
Yep.
kept changing the date stamp every time I shook it. It was crazy.
Oh,
So
strange.
yeah, it is. But anyway, I know I keep saying I'm leaving. I'm going to let you to it. So
Okay.
you have a good one.
All right, thank you. Just
Okay.
adjusting my footrest. That was loud. Okay.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Hey, everybody.
And for those in Rumble, I thank you for being here. Thank you, chat. And I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you will come back and just stick with me on and I hope you keep in mind journey through the Bible. If you will, just hit the like, do the share, the like, uh, and if you want to keep up and hit the bell to get notification, so that whenever I do go live, you can. And anyway, so Rumble, that is all for today. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I enjoy. And I am. This is Deb 65 with On a Wing and a Prayer with the Patriots Soapbox. Signing off.